Hi, this is Tricia and this is my review of the Anker SoundBuds Surge. It's the latest in a lineup of active ear sets that Anker have put out quite recently, the SoundBuds range. So before I go into everything, I'll just give a quick synopsis for anybody that doesn't like watching more than a minute or so. They're really comfy, very adaptable for different sizes of earbuds and stabilisers. The sound is pretty good. They're exceedingly stable and the battery lasts a long time. So now if that's all you want, you can switch off now and I'll see you later. Anybody else that's still here, I'll tell you a little bit more about them. I'll tell you what's in the box anyway. You get the owner's manual and instructions. You get this clip here that connects to your collar. You get 3 different sizes of ear rubber. I always switch to the smallest, but you can see the difference between the smallest ones on there and the largest ones is quite big. So even though I've got little ears and can get a comfortable fit, if you're at the other end of the extreme range, you should be fine with these. Same with the earbuds, the ear rubbers, because I've got the smallest ones on. They come with the next to smallest ones fitted. But if you see how big they actually get as well, you should be able to see you get a secure fit regardless. Or if you can't, wow. And the last thing that's in there is the micro USB charging port with the USB bit there. So first off, they are rather comfy for quite a long time. They aren't as comfy as the most comfortable earbuds I've got, but the most comfortable earbuds I've got are not as secure as these would be in your ears, because the most comfy ones I've got I use when I'm just sat about or when I'm travelling somewhere. These ones ain't shifting if you're running, walking, gardening, weightlifting, whatever it is you're doing. They ain't shifting because they are very, very stable and they're a very nice fit. And one thing that really impressed me about this, apart from there being a cover on the charging port, which is something I always look for in a sports headset, no matter how cheap, because if that isn't there, you're going to get sweat and rain in there and kill them, which is no fun. I'll get to the point. That didn't bang against my jaw at all in the time when I was using them. Now that's quite impressive, because most of the time these things are really annoying. But I reckon because that is a less flexible wire than most, it just gives it that little bit of distance, so it doesn't keep assaulting your jaw. It's not that it's heavy, it isn't, it's ridiculously light. But if you keep being banged on the jaw with that thing, it's a bit like Chinese water torch, it'll drive you nuts. And what does it sound like? That's the important thing, the most important thing. They sound pretty good actually. If you've listened to any of Anker's SoundBuds before, you probably have an idea. They're quite well balanced between bass, mid-range and treble. Everything's nice and clear. Vocals are good. It's really good for podcasts and audiobooks. As I can attest, I've listened to a lot over the last week or so. It's also good for all kinds of music. I've been listening to heavy rock, some quite modern pop, acoustic guitars, electric, some 80s electro pop stuff. A pretty wide range of stuff, and it all sounds rather nice. So there we are. Not much more to say really. They're very comfortable. They're easy to fit. Oh, and one last tip before I'm getting to my summary. If you're using these for commuting rather than being active and wherever, you can take these off. And I find sometimes with active earbuds, if I want them just for sitting about listening to, or having in one of these little boxes in my bag somewhere, just to be able to listen to them sometime, you just want some earbuds to listen to something. If you remove those, it makes them even more comfortable. I mean, you might not want to go running without the stabilisers in unless they are really a secure fit. But if you don't need the secure fit, if you take the stabilisers off, they can be even more comfortable. Although, to be honest, even with the stabilisers in, I can listen to them for a couple of hours or more quite comfortably. Right, back to my summary. They're very adjustable, very comfortable, and I rather like them.